Well, spring cleaning is on everyone's mind, but we have an interesting process that should be added to your list.
We're talking about running softer water through your pipes to protect them. Al Zaragoza from Culligan Water is going to tell us why this is so important for our fixtures, our plumbing, and it's even important for our clothing and our hair.
Make my hair beautiful, Al.
I've been telling you that now for a couple of months, but you don't listen.
Are you saying I have ugly hair?
No, I'm just telling you need soft water. But what happens, you know, is with soft water, there's certain areas that hard water affects you. Plumbing, appliances, and that includes the water heaters. All of the cosmetic of the home, around the faucets, around the aerators, shower door, shower stall, toilet bowls, etc. And then, of course, your body when you bathe, clothing when you wash. So if you have soft water, number one, you're going to use less shampoo, you're going to use less soap, you're going to use less detergent, and everything's going to be much cleaner.
Mm-hmm. Tell us, how does it actually damage our pipes? What are some of the effects of having hard water?
Well, long term, what happens is that hard water is going to start to eat up, whether it's copper, whether it's galvanized steel. Okay, and a lot of the houses in the older parts of town, they're all galvanized. Some of the newer houses, of course, were copper, and some of the newer houses, of course, now are plastic. It's either a PEX line or a PVC line. Mm-hmm. But all that, of course, you know, water being the universal solvent, will initially start to scale everything down. So that's the reason why you get the damage.
Right. And so we hear that there are some water systems that claim they can soften water with salt or potassium. Right. Is that true?
Yes, it is. But I think that the bigger claim, Sally, is that some companies claim that you can soften water without the salt or without the potassium. Okay. Now on this particular unit here, this is a drinking water system, and of course this is a mini scale of what could be a whole house system. Now you can soften water through this because through osmosis the water will be soft. Okay. There's no scientific evidence or independent evidence that you can soften water without the salt or without the potassium.
Oh, okay.
So people that promote systems that don't use those chemicals normally are scale inhibitors. They're supposed to inhibit the scale that comes off the water, but we don't see that it makes any difference in the hardness of the water.
So I'm assuming Culligan uses salt and potassium.
Yes, we do.
Okay.
Because that's the easiest and most practical way to get soft water. I mean, you don't want this in a house, number one, because it's very expensive. You want this for a single point location, such as drinking of the water, okay, for your coffee, for your tea, and for the things that you consume that have water. But the water softener that goes at the main water fixture or the main water source coming into the house, what that does, it softens your water, okay, throughout the entire house. And the chemicals that you want is to create the ion exchange. That means that you're exchanging the natural salt that's in the water with the chemical salt or potassium that we add to the water or to the softener.
But how much is it? Because the water certainly doesn't taste salty.
No. And if your water did taste salty, let's say you have a Culligan high efficiency model, okay, such as this one over here. This one here is going to put into your water probably an average of 90 milligrams per gallon of water. And how that equates for us, Sally, is that if you drank 12 glasses of this water daily versus eating one slice of bread, you're going to get more salt in the slice of bread than you will into the water. I always tell you, if you ever have a salty smell or a salty taste anywhere in the house, you're bathing, you're showering, washing hands, rinsing face, if you have a salty smell, salty taste, there's something wrong with the equipment.
Right.
Okay.
So what do you use, though, so that it's not salty?
As long as the system is working properly.
Okay. So it's more of the system.
Yeah. The settings are correct, and this is where the follow-up that we provide to the consumer really comes in important. Okay. Because when we put one of these in, we just don't put it in your house, and then we don't see you again. We're going to come back in a couple weeks. We're going to come back in a couple months, and during the course of the first year, we'll probably visit your house for at least 3 times. So we're checking the settings. We're checking to make sure that the salt dosages are where they should be based on the usage, based on the house itself. So again, if you ever did have a salty smell or a salty taste, definitely there's something wrong with it.
And so what else do you have here?
Here we have, on this side, Sally, we have the portable exchange softener. This one is a softener, but if you remove this head control and just leave this here, this resin tank, this is what you have over here on this side. This will be a water softener. The downsides on this system, on this portable system, Number one, you can never own it. It's a rental unit only.
Okay.
And downside number two is we have to come to the property to physically exchange the tank maybe once every 28 days. Okay? And then over here, of course, we have the drinking water system, which has been very, very popular. And again, last time that I was here, we talked about processing of the water, which goes through steam distillation. But we have 5-gallon bottles, we have 3-gallon bottles, 1-gallon bottles, and we have the sports bottles. We have the coolers that are cold only, cold in room temperature, cold and hot, however you want them. We will tailor our service to you and to your family. Now, when can I come out to your house?
Right.
Right. Yeah, exactly.
Because we want softer hair.
Yeah, for sure. I want shiny, softer everything.
Right.
And you are our man.
Thank you. Well, when you start using the systems, you'll definitely find out what a difference it's been. And once you start using the system, you'll definitely say, where has Al been all my life?
Right. And instead of, hey, Culligan man, we're going to say, hey, Al, where have you been?
That's right.
Al, always a pleasure. Thank you so
my
much for
pleasure.
joining us.
Thank you.
To learn more about Culligan, you can call 792-9700 or go online to arizonaculligan.com. And right now, you can pay $9.95 per month for a rental on the first 3 months with a 1-year service agreement. So call 792-9700 right now or log on to arizonaculligan.com to get that offer.
Well, still ahead on the Morning Blend, Kevin Costner and Jennifer Garner are heating up the screen in Draft Day. We'll tell you whether it's a movie for guys or gals.
Plus, we'll help you stay safe online when we discuss cyber attacks right after the break.